So here we have the Newmark iDJ2 DJ console. As you can see, there are two sides to the unit, which allows you to mix. There's a crossfader as well as slider volume controls for each side. On the front of the unit, on this side, we have a microphone input where you can adjust the volume and the gain of your microphone. And on the other side, you can connect a pair of headphones and set different cue modes so that you can cue music from one side to the other. The headphones are optional. They do not come with the unit, but if you wish, you can plug a pair in and use them. On the rear of the Newmark unit, we have a variety of hookups. And as you can see, at the far side, we have our power plug and we have USB 1 and 2. In one of these USB slots, you plug in your keyboard that is supplied with the unit. The other USB slot, you can plug in either a digital memory key with MP3 songs on it or a hard drive. There is software available on the internet, and I will give you the link for that, free software, which allows you to index your hard drive so that it works better with the DJ2 and can be searchable. In addition, we have other line inputs, input A and B here, and as you can see, you can set it for line or phono. Phono would be a magnetic cartridge turntable. There's also grounding terminals for your magnetic cartridge turntables. If you're using a CD player, you would hook it in line, as well as your iPod or your iPhone would plug into using the line inputs. On the other side, we have our master out, as well as balanced master out. This is where you will plug the cables that are provided to you, which connect from the back of this unit to the speakers. Master out and record out can be sent out to other devices if you should so wish, but that is totally optional, as well as the S-video on the unit. As far as controls on the top, you can see that we have here the button to switch between deck and line. If it's set to deck, that means it would be extracting music from the USB drive. If you set it to line, the input comes from the line inputs on the rear of. So the button goes in or out. In for deck, out for line. Here you have bass, and you have mid and treble, and a gain control for this channel. So you can adjust the quality as well as the volume output. We also have a pitch slider here. Normally you would run this slider in the middle, but it allows you to speed up or slow down songs for mixing purposes. We have the same controls on the other side. In the center, there is a dock for an iPod. The only problem, and this does work, but it only works with first generation iPods. This will not work with the newer iPod Touch or the iPhone. And in the center, we have a display as well as soft buttons here so that the functions come up on the screen here, and you use these buttons to select. So we'll have a look. We'll have a look at how the unit works, plugging in a hard drive so that you get an idea of how. Here we have the back of the Mackie SRM 450 powered speaker. Back here, you need to take your power cord supplied with the speaker, and you plug it in to the receptacle on the rear. It only plugs in one way. You make sure that the power switch on the back of the unit is off. The volume level here, or gain control, will be set to about mid-range. Volume will be controlled from your DJ console. The buttons, the rest of the buttons on the, you don't need to deal with. This low cut button will allow more bass or less bass depending on how you push it in or out. So if you find you're not getting enough bass, you can try the button in the opposite direction. At this point, we take the other end of the power cable and we plug it into the power bar. Next step, we take our speaker cable that comes with the unit, and as you notice in the back here, we have our input plug. We take the this end, the male end of the connector, and it will only go in one way. As you can see, you plug it in so it sits firmly in the back of the speaker. And that's it for the connection of the speaker. So now we want to hook up our iPhone that I have all my music sitting on to the unit, and we're going to use the iPhone with the unit. Coming with the unit is this cable, which on one end has the mini stereo jack. You plug this cable into the headphone out jack on the top of your iPhone. You then take your other two RCA cables and, looking on the back of the unit, plug them into the input A selection, making sure that your button on the A side is set to line out, so make sure it is sitting out. And that is the iPhone hooked up to the unit, and will now play through this channel, channel A, and this will be the volume control. You also have a master volume at this point, which controls the overall volume for the mic and both sides. You can, if you wish, if you have another cable, hook up a second iPhone or iPod to channel 2 here, line, and you would then set it to line B. The other end of the speaker cables that are supplied, the female end of the cables, plug into the rear of the unit here. They only plug in one way, it'll only go in one way, and it seats, and make sure you plug both cables into the unit. Now that we have it all hooked up, we can now turn this power switch on the speaker, and you'll notice the green light on the speaker comes on. Our next step is to test the unit and make sure that everything works. So we're making sure that our volume level is right down on our console unit, setting our master fairly low, probably only needed about 2 or 3. And then onto our iPhone here, we pick a song and start it playing. Back over here, we now gradually turn our volume control up, and you adjust as appropriate your master. You might even have to adjust your
If I was just another dusty record on the shelf, would you blow me off and play me like everybody else?
Turn your iPhone up so you get sufficient control.
Furthermore, I apologize for any skipping tracks. This is the last straw that played me left a couple cracks. I used to, now I'm over that. Cause holding grudges over love is ancient artifacts. If I could only find a note to make you understand, I sing a something in the ear and grab you by the hand. Just keep me stuck inside your head like your favorite tune. And know my heart's there.
And there our system is working. At this point you can change songs, and there you have the system and the way it works.